And get rolling.
Go ahead.
Beautiful.
You're good.
Oh, all right, beautiful. All right, well, welcome everyone. Welcome to the call this evening. My name is David Griffin. I am out of Tampa, Florida. I'm just getting everything set up here so that I can, oh, there it is, Google Slides. Sorry about that. Let me share my screen here in just a moment. I want to get this powered up. All right, let me exit full screen. Wait 1 second, guys. So thank you so much and welcome to the Intelligence Prime. Okay. Presentation. I'm sorry. Can you see my screen yet or no?
Not
No.
yet, sir.
All right, let me go back to that. I said host disable participant screen sharing.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on a second.
It's okay. It's
There
all
you
good,
go.
bro.
You're good.
Yeah, thank you so much. Hey, welcome, April. Welcome to the call. All right, Intelligence Prime. Here we go. All right, beautiful. Let's go ahead and get the slide share. All right, beautiful. So everyone can see the screen at this time, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, beautiful. Let's go ahead and get started. Again, my name is David Griffin. I'm with my business partner, Mr. Brian Hairston, and I am based out of Tampa, Florida. I've got my partner, Brian Hairston, who introduced me to this fantastic opportunity back in, I guess, late December, all right? Late December, early January this year. And like many people, and perhaps like yourself, was taking a look at this video, whether it be on YouTube or if you're watching this presentation live, I was one of those people. I like to take a look at everything. I like to understand when someone comes to me with an opportunity. I like to know the who, what, when, how, and why. I like to do my own due diligence. It's just part of my nature. I am a federally licensed banker. I've been in the banking industry almost 30 plus years. Started on Wall Street in the late 80s. I've had all different types of jobs throughout my career, but largely my role has been in banking. But tonight it's not about me. It's not about my experiences and things that I've done in the past, but it's really about you and your family and how this opportunity, which was brought to me and Brian, has just proven to be extremely impactful. And the company is called Intelligence Prime Capital. And we really, I coined it making money while you sleep, because that is truly the case. We live now in a laptop lifestyle where we can do business anywhere in the world at any time with anyone. And it's just a beautiful thing to do that. But what's even better than that, in my opinion, is to be able to have this mobile laptop lifestyle where I can wake up every morning after a good night's sleep and see that my money has grown, in some cases, just eye-opening amounts. So with that, let's get started with our presentation. The company is Intelligence Prime Capital. So definitely, I'm not going to read every single slide throughout the presentation. Some areas I will, some I won't. If you're certainly open to taking a screenshot of some of the information for your own due diligence. So, it's one thing if I sit here and talk about Intelligence Prime and say, well, Dave, who is this company? I've never heard of them before. Well, the beauty of this is that this company has been audited, has been registered, and continued to be monitored by some of the largest financial administrations that are on the planet, one of which is FINTRAC. FINTRAC, we are registered, meaning we, Intelligence Prime Capital Limited, is registered. This is not my company. This is not Mr. Brian Harrison's company, but this is a company that we have associated and affiliated ourselves with in order to do business with. And they have been doing an absolute stellar job. We're going to, oh, there you go. I like to talk to people about making choices. You could be poor, you could be wealthy. It's really a choice. I believe that old acronym of POUR, which is passing over opportunities repeatedly. Many people, might talk to someone about opportunity, but an opportunity is only an opportunity if you seize the opportunity, right? I learned that from a good friend of mine who wound up becoming very, very wealthy. And he used that all the time. He said, Dave, that opportunities, they come and they go, right? And so tonight's presentation is really about how you can assess and take a look and do your own due diligence on the path to becoming wealthy by creating passive income while you are sleeping. One of the questions that I was asked a while back when I was speaking with a gentleman, and I would ask you to ask yourself this question: Are you accredited? You might sit there and say, "What is accredited?" Because that's what I shared about a year and a half ago. Even though I had been in banking all my life, I was on the retail side. I was on the side where I was doing business transaction with everyday people who were just making deposits into their bank accounts. But you know what? When we make deposits into our bank accounts, you ever wonder why or how your money makes money with a bank? Do you ever wonder how or why the businesses, excuse me, the banks are able to build these enormous, 60-story buildings? In Atlanta, you've got that big Bank of America building. You've got the Truist building here in Tampa Bay, and all across the country. And you might sit there and say, how is it in the world that they can do that when you and I are only making certain deposits, putting our money in and taking it out? Well, that's because they're making money passively throughout the course of night. And then you might sit there and say, well, you know what? That's great, but how do I become wealthy? Well, this is how wealthy people become wealthier. They earn their money, right? And they earn it from investing in stocks, real estate, businesses, right? And then they wind up using that money to create more money. Whereas average people, and I'll just say poor as well, passing over opportunities repeatedly, will go ahead and earn money, will spend nearly everything, or become indebted in a big way. I see it every day. That's part of my profession as a mortgage banker. I get people out of debt on a day-to-day basis. Every single day, I'm talking to people, and I'm astounded at the amount of debt that people accumulate. And they do it on very kind of meager means. All right. And then many of them spend so much money, but then they wind up being broke. Well, we've got an option for you. And this is the option that we call the six-figure blueprint. And this is one that I adopted along with Brian, and we got real excited about. So Intelligence Prime Capital Limited, a Canadian-based company, all right, specializing in fintech, which stands for financial technology, all right, and it uses a specific quantitative trading and leverage AI trading system. Bottom line is, it's a bot. It's a artificial intelligence bot that makes trades. It has no emotion involved. It is told to do its job just like your computer that you have at home. This bot will make trades. It knows when to buy, when to sell, and keeps it moving. And the beautiful thing about this is this company, it's not brand new. It's a 6-year-old company, but they've mastered over the course of this last year, they've mastered the technology and created this digital asset trading platform, which has an average win rate of 97%, which is phenomenal. Think about your own investments over your lifetime. Just never mind over what you've been doing the last couple of years, over your entire lifetime. I don't know of any other account that I know of personally, that's just me personally, that had any type of win rate like that. And you might sit there and say, well, Dave, you're just giving us information, you're giving us stories, you're telling us about you. Well, that's great. But it's another thing when the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, which is the Department of the Treasury, also has this company registered, has done their due diligence to make sure this is not some sort of fly-by-night scam or scheme. This is not a company where it just was developed last week in someone's basement. They've met all the criteria. You cannot get registered or wind up getting any type of accreditation without going through all of the due diligence. And the list goes on. This is the US Digital Asset Regulatory License as well, okay? In order for you to do this. Now, you might sit there and say, Dave, why is this all very relevant? Well, here's the thing, because we live in a world today that if you're like any grown up who's lived for more than 20 years of their life has been bombarded with all types of opportunities, right? But those opportunities sometimes are different businesses that were created. I'm not knocking the business, but just the bottom line is they're not as regulated. They're not in a position where the due diligence has been done by a higher authority. It's not where I'm going to take my hard-earned money and invest it, thousands of dollars or possibly even a retirement account into something and then know that it's just going to be blown because it was some sort of scam or scheme. But here's the one that really got me excited. Brian and I were talking about this a little earlier today, is the ASIC registration. All right. And ASIC, if you know anything about the financial industry, and if you don't know about it, I encourage you to learn. You cannot get an ASIC designation without having all of your financials scrutinized. You've got not only just the financials, but just like me, a federally licensed banker, you have to be heavily scrutinized, including the employees. So the employees are also checked out. All right. The trade history is checked out, as well as their compensation plan, to make sure it's not some sort of Ponzi scheme. So that way we can feel very comfortable and confident that when we go out and give a presentation, we're telling you about a company that is legitimate, is doing everything legally above board, and is delivering, again, with a 97% win rate. And that's not something that Brian and I just designed. It's something that is just a documented fact. And I'm going to share a little bit more with you in just a sec. All of our trading histories is done with a third party called My FX Book. All right. And so this is something that if you click on that link there, and screenshot this right here, you'll be able to see the Genius bot and see the different results it's been getting. Again, this is third party validation. This is not something that we put together. Little bit grayed out. I tried to do a screenshot on screenshot to put it up here and just to give you an idea. But again, if you screenshotted that link, you'll have an opportunity to see it live and crystal clear. But over the course of the last 6 to 8 months, we've had over 675% gains, which is phenomenal. In just one month alone, we had 143%. All right. And again, you'll see that in if you go to My FX Book. So you can't argue with the results, bottom line. I mean, facts tell, stories sell, but at the end of the day, it's the numbers. The numbers just don't lie. I could sit there and tell you how much money I'm making. Brian could tell you the same thing. We could show you the numbers, and that to me is really what won me over. The moment I made a deposit, the moment I saw my account increasing in value very quickly, that's when I got super excited, because I said, you know what, this thing is really working. This is not my account. This is a screenshot of one of our colleagues. They had a $50,000 account balance. All right. I mean, some people are taking their 401ks and just dumping them right in here. And speaking of 401ks, Brian and I were talking about this a little earlier. And you might sit there and say, man, this guy talks about Brian and I a lot. That's because we're hanging around people that are looking to go in the same direction. I've known Brian Hairston for almost 20 years now. As well as several other people on this call. And the one thing I can say is they are always focused on doing something right, and they're focused on winning big for themselves and their families. And so it's that circle of people that we're hanging around, and we're encouraging you to come into the fold, hang out with us, because we're making money and we're documenting on how we're making it happen. So on a $50,000 account balance, a person wound up making in one night, just one night, $647. And I'll share with you how that was achieved in just a moment. This person put down on January, this is back in January 24th. This is this year, by the way, and this stuff is happening every day. Someone put money in the account, and in one night, they wound up while they were putting together furniture, they wound up making $90.12, just like that. All right, so let's talk a little bit more about the bot. Because you might sit there and say, you know what, Dave, this is all great stuff, but is this some people in the background? No, absolutely not. In fact, I spoke of a little earlier about the big banks and how they make money. Well, gone are the days where you have these massive trading floors where you have traders all night long who are sitting there making trades, and writing everything down. No, those days are over. Right now, the institutions are using this on a massive scale. So when you are a banking client of any of the major banks, I'm not going to name them, but any major bank that's out there, and credit unions, that money is making money overnight, not for you, but for the bank. You might sit there and say, well, how is that possible? Yeah, sure. You put your deposit in, or you have a direct deposit. Your money goes in and sits there. You're going to write your bills, later in the week or the month, pay it and rent the first of the month, or whatever store may be. But while you're doing that, every day and every night, your bank is using your money and washing it and making money with it. And they do that electronically with a system very much like what we have here. All right. So one of the beautiful things about this company, and I was real excited to hear about, when I got started, I thought it was something where I had to give my money to this company, Intelligence Prime. And Brian said, no, you don't give the company money. You put it in your brokerage account. So we all have MetaTrader 4, again, third party. Has nothing to do with Intelligence Prime. They're a brokerage account. That's where you keep your money. That's where you see how your money is making money. So let's talk a little bit about the cost, because I know by now some of you are sitting there saying, you know what, I've been through one of these presentations, or I've been to all the legal presentations, travel clubs, and all the different vitamin companies that are out there, and those are great. I'm not knocking them. I used to sell different services. I love home-based businesses. In fact, I encourage everyone to have a home-based business, and this is one. Although the difference, though, is this is not a recruiting based company, so you don't have to recruit anybody. The company basically gives you a referral bonus, which I'll talk to you a little bit, just for customer acquisition. But in order to get started with this, I'm not even going to talk about the $19 or the $39 plan, because I'm going to just speak about the $99.90 plan. And you might sit there and say, well, Dave, why are you skirting over those? Why are you just going to $99? Because here's the thing. At the end of the day, it takes money to make money. For $99.90 one time, you'll receive up to 45% of commission, profits on your money throughout the course of any given month. If you do the Brilliant Bot, you're capped at 30%. And if you do the Smart Bot, you're capped at 15%. So you might as well go big or go home, right? So let's keep it moving. So the bottom line, in order to get started, is a $99.90 one time, just one time. This is not a monthly order ship. This is not something where you say, I'm going to buy 15 of them. One account, $99 one time. And then you invest your money. It could be as little as $100. As little as $100, you will go ahead and start and open up your bot. I was very excited to introduce this to my mother. She's 80 years old, healthy, very healthy, 80 years old, and she was excited. She says, Dave, I'm on a fixed income. I'm retired. I've got I got money I have, but obviously I pay bills. And I'm also obviously concerned. I'm doing a lot of traveling, having a good time. I said, Ma, get started with a couple $100, and she did it. And she was so excited. She said, you know what? My money made money last night. She's like, and then she did it the next day. She said, Dave, every day the money is making money. It might be small amounts on a couple of $100, but imagine, and that's what I was sharing with my mother. I said, Ma, if you start taking some of the bigger money that you have in your other accounts and you put it in this account, it's a low risk, low proposition type of transaction, and you will see bigger returns, kind of like some of the returns I was just sharing earlier. $90 in one night while putting together furniture, $600 over the course of one night. That is very powerful. And so what everyone loves about the bot is, number one, is a low entry cost. Okay, $99. That's it. Not $99 a month, not $99 a week, or $99 a transaction, one time. No monthly fee, no auto ship. So it's not like the company says, well, hey, you didn't meet your subscription by having to keep on buying another bot or a new bot or the new version or anything like that on a weekly, monthly basis. The money making, again, let's share with you, is up to 45% per month. Total transparency, right? So you see everything. Everything is registered, everything is documented, everything is tracked. So it's not something where the company says, okay, we're going to take a little bit, put it over here, and then no, everything is tracked. A simple button to either withdraw your earnings or reinvest. So you can literally take your money out as you're making money. Personally, and I'll share this in just a moment with an income calculator, I believe in the power of compounding money. I said, with this type of returns that I'm seeing on my money, I'm really excited about the future, and having this money just sit there and keep on reinvesting, as well as adding more money throughout the course of my week to week, month to month, as I'm earning money on my traditional job as a mortgage banker, and building and boosting my financial windfall. 97% win rate on the trades. Can't argue with success. I mean, success, folks, leaves clues. 97% win rate. This is not something that, again, that I made up or Brian made up. This is just documented fact. All right. So you literally just set it and forget it. You don't have to learn advanced trading strategies. As I shared with you, the folks at the big banks that have the big buildings in downtown, wherever you live, they don't have a whole bunch of sophisticated traders up at night trading your money. No, they've got computer analysts and system analysts that make the settings, and they do everything in order to make the bank money. And you have that same opportunity to do that this evening. No recruiting required to get paid. You know, I love this. I believe recruiting, I was sharing with someone the other day, recruiting is a skill. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Everyone cannot recruit. Everyone does not have charisma or sales skills, and that's okay. Just like everyone doesn't know how to teach people, or everyone doesn't know how to do open heart surgery. Recruiting is definitely a skill. And so it's not necessary for a person to recruit in this business. So I can stop right here on this slide and say, you know what, this concludes this presentation. That's it. I mean, literally, this is the company. I'm going to share with you a little bit more on ways that if you do get excited about this business, if you do get excited about what everyone is talking about, you may want to do a few more things. As I spoke earlier, you might sit there and say, well, what are they actually trading? Well, Forex, which stands for foreign exchange, all right, currency exchanges. That's a global currencies that are trading on a daily basis, as well as gold. And Forex is being traded by governments, commercial banks, central banks, corporations, investment funds, and traders. Okay. You can screenshot these right here as we share just the definition, because someone asked me the other day, well, Dave, what is Forex? I mean, I understand you're excited about this, but I never heard of it. And that's what I was sharing with this individual. I was sharing, I said, you know, I didn't either up until a few years ago. You know what's crazy about it? I was in banking for so many years. But when you work for a company and you're an employee, you're told or you're limited with the information that is provided to you. But when you step out of the box and you see things from the other side, which is as an investor, and with my goal and buying and several other of our partners here on the call to become an accredited investor, as I mentioned earlier in this call, you start to see things from a much different light. And that's how you become wealthy, is from the passive income. So I sat there, I love this picture because you know what? I mean, I'm excited about it, but wait, there's more. All right. There's more to this business. All right. There's actually 5 ways to earn money. Because if you're like me, if you ever go to like maybe a movie, you know, go and stand, like I love those Brian, I can't remember. I think I was telling you, I can't remember the name of it, but it's like one of those dinner and a fork places. I can't remember the name of it, but it was really good. I won't even give them the plug, but where it's really nice. It's a great date night place. They have cocktails and they have all these different appetizers, and you go to sit down and have a movie. And so it wasn't like just going to my regular, you know, run of the mill kind of movie theater. I went to this really more high end movie theater experience. I had a great time, and I was telling everyone else about it. But the movie theater didn't send me you know, any referral money, or they didn't send me a free coupon or anything. They just said, you know, I guess thanks. Well, what's great about this company is, look, if you share information about the company will pay you a customer acquisition bonus. And let's go over that with you. Let me show you how that all works. So subscription bonuses is one where, let's just say we'll call it Leslie, shares this business with Kenny. Kenny purchases the Genius bot for $99. You know, he said, yeah, I'm gonna just go ahead and set it and forget it. $99. Mary receives a reward of 10% or $9.90. That's it. And you might sit there and say, wow, okay, Dave, why am I getting excited about that? Well, that's not where it just finishes. That's just the beginning. All right. But it's instantly deposited into the account. All she did was just say, look, Kenny, you need to take a look at this thing. I'm just excited about it. And Kenny made a decision to join on his own. No heavy salesmanship, not sitting there and trying to convince Kenny to get joined. Just go ahead and get started, Kenny, and get paid. But then also when Leslie shares with Kenny and Kenny funds his account, what IPC does, and I'll call it IPC moving forward, Intelligence Prime Capital does, is will pay Leslie a reward of between 5 to 10% of the MT4 funds deposited into Kenny's account, which is powerful. Now, it's not money that Kenny is losing. No, that's part of the money that an IPC has allocated from each and every deposit that is made. And so that instantly gets deposited into Leslie's account. So just imagine if 5 to 10%, say someone that does take 50,000 out of a 401k and plops it in, or maybe they're just out of their checking account. I spoke with a lady today, one of my clients. She had over $180,000 in a checking account. I couldn't believe it. $180,000. Now, if it wasn't for the fact that I'm licensed and I couldn't kind of talk to her about this business while also taking care of business, I said, that's amazing. How much money her money could be earning. But more than that, how much money her bank, if you're catching on to this presentation, how much money her bank is making on her money without her getting paid what? Not a dime. Your checking account does not earn money, right? Or at least not none of them that I've seen or I've ever owned. But there's more to it. But what I'd like to do is just take a quick breather for a second. I mean, literally second, because I want to bring my partner on. I'm so excited about this. My partner, Brian Hairston. Brian's a low key kind of guy, but what I loved about Brian is not one of those guys that jumps in anything and everything. And Brian, if you can come off mute, just share a little bit about these couple of slides here. I'm gonna just get a swig of water, but what I'm excited about again is how these bonuses work and how we're all making money. We just talk a little bit about that. Brian, are you there?
Yes, I am here. Can you guys hear me?
Absolutely, loud and clear, sir.
All right, gang. How's everybody this evening? What I'm going to talk to you about, this is the management bonus side of the program. If you are interested in building a team, again, this is not for everybody, but it's ways that you can make extra money. So basically, when you become a member of IPC, that's what you would be. If you want to rank up and become a leader, supervisor, a DM, regional, or any of those, these are certain qualifications that you need to do. First of all, to become a leader, you need a 100%, $100 investment. And you will have that because it's $100 just to get in. In personal sales, you need $500 in personal sales and $1,000 in group. Group means your total group, or you can do this by yourself. But if you want to grow this business and you want to build a team, these are the criteria that you need. Currently, I was just talking to a friend of mine this afternoon. We were having a Zoom conversation, and she deals with a lot of people that want to be anonymous in this group, and she had no idea what her rank was. She's ranking right now as a regional manager. She had no idea, but because of the fact that she doesn't know anybody in her group, because they really want to be anonymous. You have doctors and lawyers and actors and athletes that are in her group that she doesn't know because somebody else referred them to her group. Go ahead, Dave. The next slide.
Yeah, not a problem. Hey, my friend, I was just so excited when we learned about this presentation, man, and some of the information was shared with us earlier this morning of how much money that people actually have and how easily they acquired it. But yeah, let me slide. Thank you so much, Brian. Let's get to the next slide here. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, this slide is basically the same as the other one. It's just a little bit more colorful. But again, to get rank, the ranks are on your left-hand side. The levels that it would open up are right here. And then you have up to 20 levels. And I'm going to talk to you about the managing director and shareholders, director's position. But you definitely can get in and build a team. Currently, I'm sitting at the department. I'm on the verge of becoming a department manager. I've been in this on this project since January 11th, and I'm in the middle of the pack right now. And I should be regional manager by this week coming, by Saturday of this week. So it's
Wow.
it's a really exciting position. Like I say, I'm bucking on department manager. I'm bucking on department manager and should be there by this Saturday. I'm
Beautiful.
currently senior manager and working my way to the bigger positions where there's much more money involved with that.
And this was not heavy convincing. I mean, you certainly didn't sell me on anything. You just sent me a website link and asked me to get on a call like this kind of thing. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Absolutely.
We're not selling. We're showing people how to do this. If you want to take hold of it and run with it, this is a great opportunity to make additional money besides just waiting for your money to grow for you. And I know Dave is going to show some slides of some screenshots of
Sure.
some things that we showed earlier.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah,
this is
let's
the,
get right into it. You got it?
this is the
Yeah.
global, this is the global bonus pool that I was telling you about. To get to the global bonus pool, you have to be a marketing director or shareholder director. And what they did with this pool was that they every position used to be at 10%, and they took off some of the percentages, and they made up this bonus pool, which is for managing directors and shareholder directors. So let me just give you an example of what could happen. And this is happening, but it's happening on a much larger scale right now. So let's just say there was $1 million in this shareholders director bonus pool and in the managing directors pool. They would both split it. So if it's $1 million in there, it would be 500,000 in each one, but we're going to just do one right now. So in the shareholders director, if there's $1 million and there's 10 people that are in there, they each would have gotten $100,000 at the beginning of March. The shareholders pool and managing directors pool has been going on for the last 2 months. The first month, which was January, and they got paid in February, was $15,000. The February bonus that was paid March 1st, that was a $19,000 bonus for each of the marketing directors and shareholder directors. It is
Wow.
the, what is it, the 13th of the month? Yes,
Yep.
13th
Yep.
of the month. It's not even the middle of the month. And in the global bonus right now, I'm looking at it, is $609,395.46
Wow.
as of
Wow.
right now. Tomorrow, it will probably be 800,000, and then on the 15th, it'll probably be 1 million. We're averaging anywhere between 2.2 million and 3 million for the last 2 months. That global bonus will be split amongst the managing directors and shareholders directors. Again,
Fantastic.
you're not doing this by yourself. If you are interested in building a team, great. If not, great. We're still here for you. Okay, Dave.
Absolutely. Yeah, man. No, that's awesome, man. Thank you so much, Brian, for breaking that down. And we have some other numbers we'll share with one of our leaders that we were on a call with earlier this morning that Brian and I were speaking about. I'm sorry, yesterday morning. Boy, time flies when you're making money and you're having fun. I love that. So, bottom line, minimum funds you need to open an account, we already talked about. Just a quick recap here is $200. Can you add more funds in the future? Absolutely. You can add at any time. You do it through your funding of your or your internal transfer within your account. Does the company charge for any other fees? There's an 80-20 split of all profits at the end of each trading week. All right. And you might sit there and say, well, wait. What's that all about, Dave? Don't move so fast. Right. That's how the company makes money. It takes money for the company to become a powerhouse in the industry. So I don't mind making an 80% of 100% commission that is made, all right, just for simply being a member and depositing money. So I deposit money into the account, they trade, all the profits that are made, I wind up getting 80%, they get a 20% split. I'm fine with that. I'll do that all day long. In fact, I encourage myself to put even more money in to continue to get the returns that I'm getting. How often can you withdraw the principal? You could do that on weekends, right? I won't keep on going through everything, but I will get down to this part right here. Affiliate commissions earnings you can get anytime. You can take your money out at any time. All right, just very real clear about that. And how often does the bot trade? Someone was asking me about that. The bot trades Sunday through Thursday evening. So tonight's the night. It started this evening and it trades through Thursday night. And I'm excited when I wake up on Monday morning and Tuesday, Wednesday, every morning. I'm excited to see what did I earn that night. That's one of the first things I do when I get my cup of coffee in the morning. All right. So bottom line is this. You can sit there and say, you know what, Dave, you're talking about millions, you're talking about this. Well, let's just kind of break it down real simple. There's a website I would encourage you to go to called the calculator site. In fact, you want to screenshot this right here, you can go there, go to the one that says for compounding, compound interest. All right, the compound interest calculator, because here it is. Let's show you some very simple numbers. Let's start off with $100. You could be a Uber driver or a pizza delivery person and make $100 in one night, just in tips or commission, whatever it may be. All right, if you put that $100 in, just 100, not every day, just $100, earning up to 45%, right? That's what the company's sharing monthly over a 12-month period, right? Let's see what that money comes out to. Over the course of, and obviously this is not a guarantee. There's nothing in life that is guaranteed. So let's get that off the table. But let's just say on average, I mean, I think we're exceeding in many ways, but I'm just going to say this. $100 deposited, and if you just left it in there and let it compound over the course of 1 year, 12 months later, that $100 will be worth $17,000. I mean, the math doesn't lie, right? I could tell you all kinds of things, but $100, just continue to trade. So, I mean, really, the benchmark is set so low. That's as low as you could put in there is 100 to get started. But what if we did a little bit, we got a little freaky with it, right? And we said, you know what? Let's put 1,000, see what happens. 170,000. All right. These are real numbers. You could go to the site, do it yourself. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. 3,000. I like the way that sounds. All right, because that's money that is very attainable, very easy to attain, to get to that point. All right. But this is the thing that Brian and I were really excited about. A gentleman that got started in late November, I believe it was, or sometime maybe early to mid-November. And he just started sharing it with people. And he was real excited. And like he would share, he's not some big network marketing guy and say, oh, I got 1,000 people are all joining. No, he's just a regular guy. He got excited. His money was making money, started sharing with people. And now these are some of the checks that he's getting, not on an annual or a quarterly basis, but on a weekly basis over the course of these last several months. His money has just continued to compound. Right now, I believe he shared, if I'm not mistaken, Brian, I believe he said his entire portfolio, meaning within his team, was about 17 million that was being kind of generated. And that was not just from him. He said, man, I just got all these people, they got excited and they're all making money. All right. And now his money's continuing to grow. This is all bonuses. And I mean, he made $78,266 the following week after earning the money I just shared. I mean, the money just keeps on, again, compounding. I believe they said compound interest is like the 8th wonder of the world. It really is. I mean, I think it should be the first wonder of the world, honestly. Forget about, all the buildings, everything. They're beautiful. I love the pyramids, all that good stuff. They're wonderful. But compounding there's just something very magical about it. So if you haven't done so, go to that calculator site, check out, run some numbers. You'll be really amazed. So kind of how we start off this presentation, we talked about how the rich spend their money and they earn the money. Well, this is it. I mean, it's passive income, right? These are habits that create wealth, right? Being very disciplined. Brian and I talk about that every day. We're like, look, I don't want to pull my money out and go out and buy my dream car. Not yet. Soon, but not yet. Right now, I'm very disciplined, focused on and investing more money. I'm disciplined with my spending habits because I want to put more money. I love seeing my money making money because now we are creating wealth. My money's working harder than I am on a daily basis. And very soon it will crisscross where I won't have to work at all. I'll just earn my money passively. And that is something that we have. So here it is. We're going to recap and close out here on these last 2 slides here. Number one, all right, I could have just said this whole presentation, and here it is in one snippet. If you want to screenshot this, what's great about this slide is this is the business right here. I mean, we could have made this a very simple presentation to say, look, here's some general information about our project. The broker is regulated and fully compliant under 3 top-tier regulators. Okay, many of your own local banks don't have the type of credentials that Intelligence Prime has, IPC. They're earning on average between 35 to 50% gains on a month. They trade up to 3 times a day, 20% profit split done weekly, 20% security hold for sustainability, trades gold and Forex pairs, minimum deposit requirement of $100 minimum. License is only $100 one time for the lifetime use on your account. Less than 1% peak drawdown so far, which bottom line is the bot does 35 to 50% safe returns a month. So this is not really erratic kind of money going up, money going down, saying, oh my God, you have heart failure because my money just plummeted. A family member of mine found out this week that over $30,000 came out of their 401k over the course of this year. They lost $30,000 just like that. A retiree. All right. And then at the end of the day, you just say, look, are you interested in joining? That's it. This is the business. You can, in fact, text this to someone, and anybody in their right mind who's interested in moving forward and doing something big with their life, they'll definitely take advantage of this. So bottom line is, this is a global opportunity. You can talk to people all around the world, people who have access to the internet. In fact, some of our largest teams are right there in East and West Africa who are taking advantage of this opportunity. There are people all over the world, but the beautiful thing is, this thing is brand new. This is kind of, when I say brand new, it's just not like everyone and their mama knows about it. This is something that is growing and is growing momentum. So the world is yours. All right. The world is definitely your oyster. You've got the opportunity. And again, as I started off this conversation, an opportunity is only an opportunity if you seize the opportunity. So with that, I would encourage you to get back with the person that introduced you to this business. I'm going to turn it back over to my good friend, Mr. Byron Hairston. Byron, is there anything else you wanted to share, sir? And we go ahead and close everything out. Okay, I think we're all set. So with that, I'll say thank you so much for joining our presentation this evening. Thank you. My name is Dave Griffin. Get back with the person who invited you out to this presentation, and we look forward to seeing you all at the top. Have a great night. Take care, guys.
You did this for me?